I'm Bonnie Everhart from Syracuse University, a professor of sport management.
Hi, I'm Mark Crandall. I'm founder and volunteer director of Hoops4Hope. We do development through sports in South Africa and Zimbabwe, using the vehicles of basketball and soccer for girls. We do boys and girls basketball. And this conference has been really excellent at bringing together both academics and some people that are practitioners like myself. And it's a real opportunity to discuss the wider issues and to understand where everyone is coming from, and also to network. Bonnie and myself met at the last conference 2 years ago, both interested in each other's work, and we made a connection and have been working together to further our work in Africa.
Yeah, my original interest was to be able to eventually go to Africa and do some research, but I got involved with the program, the ground practical program of Hoops4Hope, and my interests are still the same, except that I look more at the total program and want to satisfy some of the needs. The type of research that I originally had planned to do, I've moved away from that a bit, and that is really starting out with a quantitative framework and have moved more to a qualitative framework, and then maybe coupling that later with some quantitative work. But I'm really interested in finding out more about the program and how I can use my classroom on campuses where I teach to add some awareness to what's going on in this entire area of sport for development and getting students practically involved.
And there's so much energy around the new field of development through sports, and it's how do you engage young people who are both learning about the sport or just even excited by it. Our job on the ground in Africa, just to supply some of the basics to even play sport. It's really a privilege to be able to be part of high quality sports that are have coaches, that have quality fields, that have enough equipment to satisfy everybody. And unfortunately, it is a privilege in these schools. It's not being provided as part of the daily structure. So it comes down to organizations who struggle quite hard to deliver sports, but then we're also expected to do kind of higher interest in the name of sport, to do, namely we do HIV prevention, we do gender equality work, we do conflict mediation, giving young people the opportunity to coach others and to hopefully make them more employable and better people. So the higher power of sport to do so much, but sometimes it's just very difficult just to even play sport and find the facilities.
One of the wonderful things about coming to the conference is to find out what other people are doing, and it's a confirmation, for us that we're doing something that's really needed and necessary. The other thing is just to hear the different new ideas about what's happening in this area of sport for development. Just to be able to talk to people who are in different types of programs, but we're still all in the same area. Some of the struggles that we have, some of the advances that we're making that will be helpful for the future has been really good. And for me, it's being able to talk to different professionals in this area that I don't have access in where I work. And so it's a great benefit, and it's one of the times that I get to come and be able to talk to Mark also. So I've received a lot of new information, and I can leave here feeling fairly renewed in this area of sport for development and feeling really excited about continuing to work with Hoop4Hope.
And for me, I'm often in the field. I kind of work outside of the academic framework in the developing world. So it's also a validation of the work that we're doing, and to see the line of questioning of both academics, which then links to the donor funding, because ultimately we can't necessarily do the work we do without funding. So to see the kind of research that's being done, and again learning how to incorporate that in both the qualitative and quantitative methods, so that it is scientifically sound, and that we can we can satisfy everybody in the work that we're doing and prove that it's working, because we know when you see the smiles on kids' faces and you meet their friends and their families that are extremely happy that they're involved in something positive around a great role model. But unless you're there on the ground and you see those effects, it's very hard when their programs are so far away. So being able to capture the right statistics and the right stories and measure the impact in a scientific, valid way with the help of academics is where where a conference like this is so important to have everyone be on the same platform and be able to discuss these issues.
Yeah. Well, I would just say that what I really like also about this conference is how practical the sessions have been. We've gotten to hear about not only theoretical, frameworks of which people work, but some of the practical things that are happening on the ground. And I think because we are both very much into the practical aspects of our own program, for me to hear those things have been very beneficial. And so I'm definitely going to walk away with some new ideas and some things to talk about. The other thing is just to have those professional links from being here. I've met a lot of new people, and I know now that even in my specific area of sport management, there's, for example, a consortium that I'm going to join that is really centered around sport for development, and that's going to help me with my work that I do with Mark. And so come away with some gems and some ideas, and I'm really happy about that.
And I'm also excited by the continued contact with some of these new friends and people from around the world and country who are in the same field, and we're all striving for the same goals in many ways, and really marrying the two, the practical with the theory, because without each other, I don't think we can achieve what we're going to need to achieve. We need each other's support in order to reach that final goal, make a goal, for the kids and for our programs.
Mm-hmm.